I get a knock on my door at 11:30 at night. And I'm like, who could this possibly be? Right? So I go to my door, and guess who it is? Mr. Ghoster. And I open up the door, I'm looking at him like, what the hell? What are you doing here? So I let him in, whatever, you know. And we sit down, and I'm just like looking at him like, waiting for him to like initiate or to, what's the word I'm looking for? To offer an explanation, right? And he just walks in here like nothing is wrong, like he did nothing wrong, you know? And so I'm just sitting there waiting for him to just like try to explain himself, right? And I'm just like, okay, where have you been? I'm like, what happened to you? Where have you been for the last couple months? And he blamed it on work, you guys. Yes, work. He blamed it on work. He works at the hospital. He's a tech, right? He said, oh, the hospital had him on lockdown. He's just been really busy at work, which I can understand. It's Corona season, but 2 months? You guys, 2 months? They're not going to lock you down in a hospital for 2 months. Like, the COVID cases here just aren't that bad. It's not that bad over here, you know, and even the hospitals have phones. You know, it's just not an excuse. It's just not an excuse. Like, unless you're on a hospital bed and there's no way to reach you, to communicate with you, I mean, it's impossible to contact you type situation. Nothing can be an excuse. It's just unexcusable. So I'm just like looking at him while he's explaining to me, you know, about his job and his work and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, dude. I'm like, dude, you know, like, I've heard enough. I've heard enough. We call the attorney, whatever. We get to talking to him about some stuff. Long story short, at the end of the conversation, I was just like, you know, like, it's not an excuse, you know, like it's just too inconsiderate, right? It's just too rude. You know, like, I don't want to deal with that type of immaturity, right? So I basically told him that I was not interested in pursuing a relationship with him anymore. Told him not to contact me anymore. Forget about me. And then I escorted him out of the door. So yeah, he looked like he was really upset about it. He was really mad. He was apologizing, saying sorry, you know, begging me to talk to him and listen to him and forgive him. But you know, he didn't start apologizing. Like when he walked in, he didn't act as if he did anything wrong. Like, he didn't walk through the door apologetic, you know. It wasn't until we called the attorney that he started like apologizing. I mean, that's a narcissist for you, though. You know, they're not going to apologize unless they feel like they really absolutely have to, right? Unless they feel like there's a benefit in it for them, if they feel like it's beneficial, right? So it wasn't until after we spoke to the attorney, and then, you know, when we got off the phone with the attorney, I think he at that point just kind of like, I don't know, something clicked, and he must have realized that I wasn't going to excuse his behavior. And then he started apologizing and asking me to hear him out and blah, 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 blah. And I just feel like 2 months, it just wasn't a good enough excuse for me. So I just told him that I didn't want anything to do with him, and escorted him out of the house. And I blocked his number. And hopefully that is the last I'll ever hear from him. It was very sad moment for me because I did love him. I was very much excited about getting married and being with this guy. So very heartbroken. But I just, I mean, communication is huge in a relationship, right? Like, it's huge. Communication is huge. Like, I can't take someone seriously who thinks it's okay to just disappear without word, without a good enough excuse, you know? Like, it's just not okay. It's never okay to do that, you know? I don't think it's even in their culture to do things like that. I honestly don't know what he was thinking. We spoke enough, and I know we spoke enough, and I spoke to the attorney enough to understand that he knows what he did wasn't right. You know, it's not like Muslim culture to just disappear. You know, I don't think that's normal here neither. But anyway, it's just not something that I could see myself dealing with, you know, like, you need someone, who's going to communicate no matter what, right? And just a level of disrespect, like, it's just very disrespectful to do that to someone, to vanish without word, without, good reasoning for it. It's disrespectful. Like, I feel very disrespected. Like, I was expecting him to walk in here with, something better than work. Like, really? That's your excuse? Like, dude, you're a joke. You're a joke, I can't take you seriously. Like, how do you take that? I can't, if I did at one point take you seriously, like, I can't do it anymore. Like, I just don't take you or whatever we had seriously anymore. Like, my tolerance for BS is really low, Like, I've been through too much, my patience level is, like, I'm not gonna tolerate too much, especially if you effing up in, like, the first trimester. Like, in the first trimester of the relationship and you're already, like, ghosting, like, no, that's not okay. I mean, I've been dealing with this guy for 6 months, but we've only been official, I've just accepted his marriage proposal. Like, I just accepted his marriage proposal. It's like right after I accepted his marriage proposal is when, he disappeared. So I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know what dude's intentions were. Like, it's really confusing to me. Like, I just don't know why. Like, why would you invest pursuing me for 6 months, and then when I accept your proposal, you just disappear? Like, narcissists are after energy, right? I mean, one of the things narcissists are after is energy, money, sex, if you're being sexually active with them, if you're being intimate with them. In this case, it had to be energy, because he wasn't getting money out of me. Like, I'm broke. And even if I wasn't broke, like, I'm not the type, like, he's not my husband, like, I'm not a sugar mama. So it wasn't money, and it wasn't sex, because we weren't sexually intimate. So the only thing that I could think of that he was after, being a narcissist, was energy. Because yes, it did hurt my feelings. Like, my heart, I'm heartbroken. Like, I'm still mad that the relationship didn't work out. Like, I'm still upset about it. Like, I went through my mourning period where I cried and I got angry. The stages of grief. You see what I was going through in my first video that I made about it. I'm a lot better now. Like, I've gotten over it, and I've healed a lot, and I prayed about it, and and asked God for healing and all that good stuff. So I'm in a better place now, but I was really heartbroken. Can you imagine all the energy that he was getting from that? Look how much energy I was giving him from that heartbreak. That's the only thing I could think of that he was after, was energy, because he wasn't getting anything else. There was no other, I can't think of any other reason why he would have done what he did. Like, what was it all for? It doesn't make any sense to me. Narcissists just don't make any sense to me. I really don't know. I don't know. But he thought to come back, I guess, and try to explain himself. And he was very apologetic, not in the beginning, you know. After we got on the phone with the attorney, I guess the attorney is like, look, dude, you know, I don't know what he said to him, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Like, the trust has been broken, you know, like, clearly I would never consider marrying someone who thinks it's okay to be that disrespectful and to disregard one's feelings to that extent. Like, that's just too much. It's just too much. So I'm glad it's over. I learned a lot from this experience. Like I said, you know, I've dealt with narcissists in the past, but apparently there is so much to learn about these creatures. So I'm, you know, I was heartbroken, but at the same time, I'm very grateful for the experience because I learned a lot. So, you know, it's never mistakes. It's always lessons, right? We don't make mistakes. They're just lessons. They're just lessons learned. So I'm grateful for the lessons that I've learned out of the situation. I am looking forward to moving on with my life, closing this chapter, and me closing the door on him, kicking him out of my place. Time to go. You need to get out of my house with that lame ass excuses. Was symbolic of me closing that chapter. Like, I was so angry when he was over here. I was trying to hide it. I was composed. You know, I didn't yell or anything. I was very calm and composed and collect. But I was so angry. Like, I just wanted to punch him in his face. Like, that's how I really felt. I just wanted to be like, what? Pow! You know, how dare you? Pow! You know, just sock him in his eyeball. But I didn't. I was very calm. I was very collected. I sat there and I let him explain himself. You know, I let him talk. And we even called the attorney and spoke to him, you know. So it just wasn't, I just wasn't feeling it. I'm just not feeling it anymore. The level of disrespect is too high and the trust has been broken. So yeah, so that's that. You know, the videos that I watched on YouTube, they always say that narcissists always return. When they ghost you, there's always a chance of them returning. And it's called the Hoover. This is what the Hoover is. They come back when their ego makes them feel like they need to, or they want something or need something from you, or, you know, and they try to Hoover you, and they only apologize when they feel like it's absolutely necessary. So this is a first for me. Like I said, I've been with narcissistic men in the past, but I've never been in quite a situation like this. Even with hoovering, like I've never, well, yeah, I guess I've experienced hoovering. I've just never experienced ghosting before. Like I've never had a guy just like disappear on me, you know, for days, not even days, not even a couple days. Like, I don't think I've ever been in a situation like this before, but I guess there's a first for everything, and it is what it is, you know, but I am just ready to close this chapter and to move on with my life. I am ready to just move on with my life. So, yeah, he came back with a lame ass excuse, and I told him to get the hell out of my house. Get out of my house! Lame ass excuses. Until the next video, peace, love, and lights.